Well, prosecutors are charging a former rideshare driver with several felonies. He's accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting women over the last 4 years. 9 News reporter Darius Johnson live outside the Denver DA's office this morning. Darius, he's facing 41 felony counts for different victims.
Hey there, Gary. That's exactly right. An arrest affidavit says Pastor Mendoza allegedly used the rideshare apps Lyft and Uber. However, a representative from Uber says that he actually never used their platform to drive. And a spokesperson with Lyft did release a statement saying in part that the driver has been permanently removed from the Lyft community and they are in touch with local law enforcement to assist with this ongoing investigation. Now, we want to warn you before we dig into the details of this case, they are disturbing, especially for anyone who has ever dealt with any sexual trauma. Investigators believe 41-year-old John Pastor Mendoza picked up at least 10 women from various bars and nightclubs before kidnapping and attempting to sexually assault them. Prosecutors say he would either assault the women in his car or take them home and assault them there. Officials were able to catch this man with the help of the gay bar and nightclub Trex when they provided a photo of Pastor Mendoza. Trex said that they had a regular matching that description. Then one woman was able to identify him as her attacker. Now prosecutors believe there could be more victims and they are asking people to come forward.
It's heartbreaking to hear that this is happening in our community, but it's reassuring to know that we do have agencies like ours to provide support to folks in whatever that looks like, regardless of whether or not they choose to report to law enforcement.
Now, so far, police have been able to link Mendoza to 3 victims. Again, they believe he at least picked up 10 from bars and nightclubs. But one other thing to point out, while searching his home, they found 18 cell phones, giving them reason to believe that there could be more victims out there, Gary.
All right, Darius, we'll wait and see what happens. It's amazing that it took this long to get that guy in custody.
I mean, 4 years, and you just have to think about the women who have possibly sat behind closed doors while this was happening or going on. And while he was out here on these streets, one other thing I want to just be able to mention, as Corey and I were just talking, one thing that we haven't really seen that I would love if some of these rideshare companies would do is possibly give women or riders the option to choose a male or female driver, because some people are hesitant about getting in some of these cars because of the rise in crimes.
I think that's a great idea for sure. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. If you believe you may be a victim of this man, you're asked to call the police at the number on your screen, 720-913-2000. You can also call the sexual assault hotline that is run by Blue Bench. That number is also on the screen, 303-722-7273. They want you to know that help is always available. We have both of these resources on our website. Just go to 9news.com.
This morning, the person charged in the death of a 14-year-old boy outside Rec Center in Denver is scheduled to be in court. Diego Lopez is accused of shooting Josiah's Jojo Aragon in August. The two allegedly met for a gun sale. According to an autopsy, Jojo had been beaten, stabbed, and shot. Lopez is 17 but is being charged as an adult. Right now, police in Brighton are trying to figure out what led up to the shooting death of a woman at a hotel. Just after noon yesterday, police say they got a call about a woman with a gunshot wound at the hotel. Witnesses say they saw a man drive off in a black pickup truck with Texas plates. Investigators were looking near the Quality Inn off of Brighton Road. They stopped a truck that matched that description, but it turns out it wasn't the person they were looking for. Police have not said anything else about the investigation.
Well, this morning we have some new details about a shooting in a backyard in Northglenn that we've reported on. 2 teenagers were killed. That happened earlier this month, and yesterday the district attorney announced the homeowner who shot the boys will not face charges. The DA says the boys were going after marijuana plants. The homeowner says he saw them cutting down some of those plants, went outside with a gun to tell them to leave. He said the boys started shooting a gun at his home. He shot back and they were killed. Turning to the election now, two candidates for Colorado Treasurer just wrapped up a debate here on 9 News. Democratic Treasurer Dave Young is seeking re-election. Republican Lang Sias is trying to replace him.
Whoever wins will handle Colorado's funds. The treasurer doesn't set tax policy, but has a say on topics like taxpayer refunds. Now, during yesterday's debate, they talked about whether the treasurer can do anything about inflation and a program to help small businesses. Political reporter Marshall Zellinger fact checks what they said.
When we talk about inflation rate, we're comparing costs today versus 12 months ago. The Denver metro area inflation rate for September 2022 versus September 2021 is 7.7%, slightly less than the nationwide inflation rate of 7.9%. Knowing that, let's look into this claim by Republican Treasurer candidate Lang Sias.
If you look back to January of 2021, Coloradans, the dollar cost of inflation, it's up at over 15% since that time. That is #1 in the nation.
His stat comes from a partisan source. Republicans in Congress put out this state inflation tracker report this summer. Instead of comparing year to year, it compared 18 months of inflation, which according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics put Colorado at 13.4%, not 15%. That puts Colorado right near the average nationwide, which according to BLS was 13.3%. Democratic Treasurer Dave Young touted the Climber program his office administers.
During the economic downturn, I started a Climber small business loan program to address the needs of small businesses here in the state of Colorado.
That's accurate, but based on the Treasurer's May 2022 Climber Loan Fund report, it helped 9 businesses take out $2.2 million in loans, which need to be paid back, unlike the federal PPP loans that were offered when the program started. Those 9 loans created 3 new jobs. How is that a successful use of a loan program?
Well, that number has actually increased. We're at about 248 jobs saved.
Using jobs saved as a measuring stick, the May report shows those 9 companies have 145 employees. The Treasurer's office sent me a report that will become public at the end of the month, showing 15 companies, not 9, have now received loans from the program. Combined, they have 248 employees with 9 new jobs created total. Marshall Zellinger, 9 News.
If you missed that debate, you can watch the whole thing on 9news.com and the 9 News and Next YouTube channels. Our next debate is tomorrow, which will be the race for Colorado's 7th congressional district. Democratic State Senator Brittany Pettersen will go up against Republican Eric Anlin. That starts at 6 p.m.
And one thing that you need to know about our forecast today, we are expecting temperatures well above average, anywhere between 15 to 20 degrees above average. The record high came in at 86 degrees on this day in 1950.